The HTC One is HTC's flagship smartphone for 2013, but how does it compare to the rest of the crowd? In this video, we are going to find out. Let's get to it. Let's take a look at the hardware. With their latest invention, HTC are yet again trying to push the boundaries in terms of build quality. How does it look? In short, it looks beautiful. There really is no denying that this is the best looking smartphone ever to come to the market. The phone has a unibody design that HTC have been using for years, and they really have perfected it with this device. The only part of the body that is not constructed out of metal is these strips at the back of the phone that allows the cellular connection to go through. The One weighs 143 grams, which I didn't find heavy, but it results in a high quality feel, something that was lacking with the iPhone 5. The 1080p display is flanked by two speakers which produce the loudest, clearest and richest sound we have ever heard from a smartphone or tablet for that matter. The One also has Beats audio technology which boosts treble and mid-range on the boom sound speakers, which just makes it sound awesome. No matter how hard we tried, we weren't able to get the speakers to distort. Watching movies, listening to music and playing games on a portable device has never been so immersive before. Let's talk about specs. The HTC One is powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 600 quad-core CPU running at 1.7 GHz. It has 2GB of RAM, 32GB of internal storage, a 2300 mAh battery and all the sensors you would expect. The phone doesn't come with Corning Gorilla Glass 3, which is a little bit of a shame, but you have the advantage of a much higher quality construction which is not found on other smartphones. Let's talk about the display. The One comes with a 4.7-inch 1920 by 1080 Super LCD 3 panel, which gives the One an insane PPI of 468. You can't see pixels on the screen even if you try. It has excellent characteristics like great contrast, excellent viewing angles, and great color reproduction. Overall, the screen is stunning, and in combination with the astounding speakers, using this device for multimedia is the best I've ever experienced on a mobile phone. The One comes with Android 4.2.2 and the HTC Sense 5 overlay. Ever since Sense got its debut on the Hero, I loved it and it was just getting better with every iteration. Then HTC released Sense 4 and I started getting put off. Sense 4.0 just seemed like HTC were packing too much things into their overlay and for me, resulted in an overwhelming and slightly cramped experience. The majority of consumers preferred Sense 4 and 5, but I'm of the minority who preferred the updates prior. That being said, Sense 5 is less obtrusive and is much lighter, which noticeably reduces the system lag we were used to on HTC devices. It still has some annoyances though. Take Blink Feed for example. What this does is it pulls all of your social information into one scrolling page, but it's impossible to get rid of it. HTC have also changed their multitasking UI, which is pretty intuitive, but it only limits you to 9 applications at a time, and it's not the fastest when it comes to closing them down. The positives of Sense 5 is the beautiful widgets it's known for. HTC always come through with these and they just get better with every iteration. Now due to Sense 5 being incredibly lightweight along with the 2GB of RAM and quad-core processor, the HTC One is consistently fast. Whether you be switching between applications, navigating around the operating system, web browsing, playing games, the One never hiccups or produces any of that famous Android lag that manages to creep in on occasion. It is one of the fastest and smoothest phones I've ever used. Dare I say the performance rivals that of the Nexus 4. Yes, it is that great. Let's talk about the camera. The HTC One packs a 4-megapixel ultra-pixel sensor which is capable of capturing 1080p Full HD video footage. HTC has promised us that their phone takes amazing shots, but again we are left disappointed. The HTC One takes some really good low-light photos both indoors and outdoors, but the problem becomes apparent once you pinch to zoom in. Then the photos start to look either blurred or pixelated. This is really down to the low megapixel count. Due to them being a low number, you can achieve some decent shots, but if you want to zoom in for detail, then you won't get it here. HTC really need to stop experimenting and just integrate a decent camera. Samsung can do it, Apple can do it, Sony can do it, why can't HTC make a great camera? Some additions that you get included with it though is neat features like Zoe, which essentially takes a mini video with about 20 photos and it allows you to choose the best resulting image and it brings your gallery to life by playing the photos back like these little movies, which is really nice. Now let's move on to battery life. The HTC One's battery really is great. In our test we have been getting a whole day on heavy use, and in medium to heavy use scenarios we have been getting a day and a half between charges. In the time I've had it, battery life on the HTC One has never failed me. In fact, if you want to use it as your full-time media device, you will get 4 to 5 hours. And before we sum up, I'll let you know that incoming and outgoing call quality with both the earpiece speaker on the top and microphone at the bottom is crystal clear. Normally the iPhone 5 had the clearest sound when it came to making phone calls, but after having tested both, I can say that they are even in terms of incoming call quality. However, the HTC One outperforms the iPhone 5 in outgoing call quality, as the noise cancelling microphone on the back really does cancel out a lot of background noise, allowing the recipient to hear you loud and clear. So here's what we like and what we don't like about the HTC One. We like its 1080p super high resolution screen. We adore its boom sound speakers, which have set such a standard for every smartphone out there. We also like the 1080p video capture, and the performance is one of the best we have ever experienced on Android. What we don't like is some of Sense 5's features, and we don't like the lack of detail in the camera. So in conclusion, the HTC One truly is an amazing device. It is hands down one of the best Android smartphones on the market, or better yet, the best phone I've ever used. As you know, I have reviewed many phones, and very rarely do I choose a phone that I would pay my own money for and use as my daily driver. Well, the HTC One is one of those phones I would happily spend my money on and use as my daily phone. This really does blow every other smartphone, including the Galaxy S4 and iPhone 5, out of the water. The performance is amazing. The screen in combination with the speakers is the combination I would have asked for in my dream phone. So far, this is the best phone of 2013. Thank you very much for watching. A massive thanks must go out to Vodafone for sending me this handset over to review. It's been an absolute joy. Stay tuned for my future videos, including a review of the HTC One Mini, and I will see all of you next time. Take care.